Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to today's video. As you know, I am home for the holidays, and if I sound a little weird, sorry. I do apologize for that. I'm getting over a bit of a bug I got when I left college. So as you know, I use a lot of older technology. I'm just going to jump into today's video. I had an intro and all that, but it turns out it wasn't recording. So let's get into today's video. So as you know, I use a lot of older technology. I have a camera that came around late 2016, early 2017. My phone's from 2017, even though I got it a couple years after that. And a whole other thing. I have a 2015 MacBook Air I'm taking back with me for document writing. But today, the star of the show, of course, is going to be my 2011 27-inch iMac. So iMacs have been around forever, back with the G3s and all of that. Of course, this is 2011, and what I want to talk about is how viable of an option these actually are these days, and how easily you can pick one of these up for yourself, and if I would recommend it. You can easily pick one of these up for around the $300–$500 mark. If I look at where I bought this machine, I can get it right now, minus my customizations, for $449.10. So, and this is also the one I'm looking at here is also in a little bit better condition than the one I bought here. So if you want to check out that listing, go to ebay.com and then go under eBay stores. I sell iMac. That is the eBay store for the actual physical store here in Ohio, sellyourmac.com. So today I wanted to be talking a little bit about how viable of an option a computer of this age that is 10 and a half years old, it's going to be 11 in April, how good of an option it is for today. So obviously, let's talk about design. I mean, iMacs have not changed their design since 2009. Actually, that was 2008, I believe, when they switched over to Intel. And so, I mean, always the huge black bezels, the big chin, the big pedestal. It's just the iconic Apple look. And when you look at like stock designs for desktop computers, you'll always see the iMac design as one of them because it is a renowned shape and form factor. So, what are some things that this era of machines that went out the next year in 2012 have that the new ones don't? Well, this one, since it was built around a hard drive, the machine was therefore thicker, and they also were not using laminated displays at the time. What does that mean? Well, that means I can do this. I can take off the entire front glass of the display. So therefore, what a laminated display is it means the actual display is glued onto this glass. So I'll put this back on here. So with all these areas that are a little bit thicker, the display, having a hard drive in there, having a little bit beefier power supply, having having 3 fans as opposed to just 2. All these things really make the machine thicker. So 3 fans, which also means it can be a lot louder. So if I put all these fans up, once it gets up to speed here, you'll really hear, I mean, you can hear it right now, just the speed of the fans adding a lot more noise to the machine, something that later machines and current machines don't have, as they have 1 or 2 fans. Now I'm going to put this back, of course, so as you can see, this machine can be very quiet. But let's talk a little bit about how viable of an option it is, and how, I mean, good it works with a lot of basic things. So as you know, I'm a photographer, videographer, and of course a student first and foremost, supposedly. And so what does this give that a lot of other machines, or just even say my MacBook Air or my iPad or my MacBook Pro downstairs, do not do? How good does it do these tasks? Well, I have this upgraded to an SSD from the terabyte, so it with trim support turned on. And what is trim support actually? I'll go into that in another video, probably more technical video, but that's on. It basically speeds the computer up even more, and really increases those reads and write speeds. So let's just do a quick disk speed test. And of course, this is not a fast machine by any means, but as compared to a hard drive, it blows it out of the water. This gets around 500 read-write, as you can see, 495 write, and 530 read, which is more than good enough if you aren't fighting with 8K footage. This can actually edit 4K footage perfectly fine on a nice 1080p timeline, and then of course upscaling and exporting that as a 4K clip, or do it as a 1080. I mean, I can't tell you what to do. So let's talk about launch times a little bit. for apps. So let's say I want to open up Lightroom Classic because we all love Lightroom Classic. And so we're going. I would do a screen recording, but that would actually lag and it's done actually. I would do a screen recording actually, but I don't want to bog the computer down and give unreasonable time frames. So we're going to quit that. We're going to go here and we're going to do Photoshop in 3, 2, 1. So that one actually had 7 little icon bounces and it has finished loading just now, whereas Lightroom had 2 bounces and then it took a little longer. This one waited a lot longer to keep the bounces going, but once the bounces stopped, and there were 7 of them again, it was completely loaded and up and running. So now I could edit all I want. So we will kill that. And let's do Adobe Premiere Rush, just why not? Okay, so it's bouncing, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This one's taking a lot longer. 14, 15, 16, 17. We just got the little info window. 8, 22, 23, 24. Okay, that was 36 icon bounces, but it did just update and bring, or didn't update, but it just brought up good old Premiere Rush. So let's go and quit that again. And since I guess that just hadn't been run before, we're just going to give it one more chance. One. Okay, and that was much more reasonable, 11 icon bounces, and it loaded up instantly right after that, as opposed to the 36 and a couple minutes later. So that's the Adobe suite, obviously. Let's look at DaVinci Resolve. I do most of my editing on DaVinci Resolve, so let's see what that looks like. 1, 2... And these are all, I just restarted the computer, so that was 8 bounces, and we're still loading up some info here. Okay, we're still going. I stopped bouncing around after 6 again, but now it's loading up all the color things. And DaVinci Resolve has always been a lot harder on these old machines, but it works fine. It just takes a lot longer to get going, and it takes a lot longer to export your footage. Yeah. Okay, and it just finished up loading up, and now we can start a new project. So we'll go and kill that. So I'm not going to keep doing these little boot times, but these are just some of the big apps I use, the main apps I use, that will give you a little bit of a idea as to how long it just takes some of these things to load. And again, a lot of this has to determine on where it's pulling the information from and where it's editing from, of course. So let's actually throw in a lovely SD card here, and we'll pull some footage off the card, throw it onto the computer's local storage, because we all know that works a lot better with these types of scenarios. And we will, let's test footage. We're going to go here. Okay, a lovely gig video. Copy that over. It's just not copying. So, I mean, with these older machines, it does make all these file copyings take a little longer. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording, start over before I run out of time. Alright, so we're copying. It just finished. Took a little while, but we're just going to do a quick DaVinci Resolve. So we're going to boot up DaVinci, and then that's loading. And while that's loading, I think I'll tell you a little bit about our supposed and recommended sponsor today, Pulseway. Pulseway allows you to see what your computer's doing at all times as long as it's connected to the internet while you're away from it. You don't even have to be on the same network. I can boot up my computer, talk with people who are using the computer currently, and even more. Learn more about Pulseway in the description below, and click the link to get absolutely $0 off your first purchase. It's also a free app, but you can upgrade if you want 24/7 support. Learn more at the link in the description. Alright, DaVinci Resolve has updated and uploaded, and we are going to go ahead and create a project. So we're just going to make this a test video. Alrighty, and it has opened. So what I'm actually going to do is I want to import this media, of course, and desktop. Here's our clip. And I'm actually going to grab the camera. Alrighty, so this clip says, okay. So as we go and just drop this in, there's the normal lag of it go ahead and importing that footage. Let's see how it plays right off the bat. Okay, play. Alright, so it's not actually wanting to play, which kind of goes to show the datedness of the computer not really wanting to play this 4K footage. Come on. So it's going to take a little bit here, as you can tell. Alright, so it is dying as it tries to buffer here. Alright, we're just going to take this back to the beginning. Okay, great. And so we are actually going to tell it to do this in, okay, oh, that's why. I have this as a Ultra HD. We're going to drop this down to a 1080, and we should be fine. So it is struggling still a little bit, as you can see. We have some dropped frames, all that, but this is a lot better. You can see our audio is not that bad. So you can hear the audio is fine, but you can see the video is not syncing with it at all. If I zoom in up here a little bit. Yeah, you can see how bad this is actually. Okay, so what can we do? Well, we can go here. We can make it a 780, and we'll do that. Save. And just so you don't think it's the computer's not being able to handle this footage, which it completely is actually, we will go back to our desktop here and just open this video file. So as you can see, it actually does play perfectly fine. Okay, let's try color correcting. I'm sure that's going to be an absolute nightmare. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, this is basically a joke. None of these edits are sticking. Okay, now they're finally... Okay, so as you can see, it's an absolute nightmare. I'm not going to continue editing here, of course, but that's just a quick representation of how bad this does with editing. So, that's DaVinci Resolve. Let's talk a little bit about Lightroom on this machine, of course. So with this machine, I mean, I booted up Lightroom already, but with Lightroom comes a lot of different things, editing of course being one of them, but you never really know what you're going to need with an edit. And so, bring up, is this a raw image? No, it's not, but nonetheless, we can't, that's a joke to edit. Okay, we are going to see if we can pull some footage from a drive. So that being said, I'm going to make this probably a multi-part video, and then I'll probably do one on the 2015 as well, because these are both amazing machines, and we all know how long Apple keeps their stuff working. So just comparing these to my computer with more of a day-to-day usage, and all that kind of fun stuff. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys in part 2. See you around. Take it easy, fam. Don't be too crazy. Enjoy a great Christmas. See you guys around. Peace.